Hello and welcome to the Back 9 second round coverage of the lead card here at the 2018 Utah Open presented by Prodigy Disc. Big Julie commentary, Jeremy Koling and Paul Ulibarri.
Yeah, excited to get this Back 9 started. We've seen some exciting stuff on the front 9, so check that out.
If you haven't already, just go back there and watch it. Watch it again. Watch it 3 times. The front 9. Do it. Triple Mando, hole 10, 285 feet. Pretty tricky hole. You got a left to right crosswind, which is going to help the disc get over to the right if these players are managed to hit the short grass or the cart path. Other than that, it's going to hit this grass and is not going to skip.
Yeah. What Germ said.
What I said.
And Ricky, that needs to get that skip you were talking about.
And it does seem to skip if you get the back side of the mound. Front side of the mound, or if it's off to the left a little bit, it's not going to skip. But Ricky managing to get over that hill with enough angle. Great shot. Park job.
Preston doing the same, but not getting...
Wow.
That was a great result.
Yeah. Really, anything past that cart path, or not the cart path, the teeing area is pretty good. And that's got good angle as well.
They've all thrown it perfectly.
Yeah, it really...
Isn't playing this easy.
And no, it's so difficult to really judge this hole on camera until you stand on this tee and see how far right. Oh my goodness! I believe Lewis just hit the ball cleaner. Okay.
Get it.
Huge putt there. Wow, there's.
I didn't even know that was there. I didn't notice it.
Yep, the ball cleaners have been hit in round 1 and in round 2 now. But Ricky in with his birdie on hole 10. Nice putt there. Great drive.
Yeah, these are all very impressive drives, except for the ball cleaner shot.
It was actually looking pretty good too. I think we were going to have 4 shots inside the circle.
Good putt. Paul taking his time.
It's important to do on these short putts when there's not much wind on the course. Rushing a putt like that and missing it is just a mistake you can't make.
Especially in these windy conditions, and I definitely am guilty of doing that a few times, even this tournament.
Yeah, we all get guilty of that one from time to time. It's important to make sure that each one counts. Hole 11, 303 feet. Got a mandatory right of the second, I'm going to call it a Douglas Poplar, even though that doesn't exist. And then we've got the driving range net on the right side with those posts that stick out. The black ink disc's wall here on the right side is not out of bounds. However, if you land your disc between that wall and the fence, you get to take your meter relief from the wall itself.
Right. And Ricky looks like he's going with the mid-range, wide. And in rounds past, they've been playing this play. Anheuser shot off of the net, and then it kind of ricochets towards the basket. But today the wind was opposite, so it was pushing the net to the right, and so everything that was bouncing off the net was just going into the poles.
Or you could just throw it perfect like Preston does there, just not hitting any foliage, not hitting any net, just right past the basket. Great shot. It's going to have about 20-foot tailwind putt for his birdie.
And this looks good as well.
And that's the play that I think that's the play that should be encouraged there. You know, the artificial Anheuser ricochet off the net is just kind of it's kind of a fluky play. Here you hit your line, you're going to get rewarded every time. Paul just throwing rocks almost better than anyone of all time, barring maybe Ken Climo and Barry Schultz. Like, who else really throws a rock
Lewis
better?
with a great shot here. Would have bounced back after a couple tough holes.
Ricky into the headwind there. Maybe giving this a bit of a run from out there. That kind of looked like a half layup, half go. Hole 11 is playing the easiest hole in the course. Average 2.63 as you see Preston make his birdie.
Back-to-back birdies for Preston.
And a shout out to Joey Springer, who got a hole-in-one. Only ace on this course during the tournament so far, but I'm going to go ahead and just give myself a little pat on the back. I aced this one in practice, so good for me.
Oh, well, and Anthony actually aced, I think, the last
on this hole.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, the only ace on this hole.
Correct. All right, moving on to hole 12, 348 feet. One of the most, well, really the only technical hole in the course, I'd say, with all the low ceiling here. And mandatory right, and then you have the driving range fence on the right here. At the green, it opens up, so you can go out of bounds if you go right side of this fence, pin high. But other than that, there's no way to go out of bounds right unless you throw it over the fence itself.
Right, I really like the way that this hole is shaped. Just the classic straight shot, hit your line, and get rewarded.
It's got to get some edge because that grass is pretty sticky, as you see there. But that's still a pretty good shot there.
Yeah, that's okay. No trouble from there. All going T-bird. Maybe not. That's kind of mid-range.
I think it's a T-bird 3.
Okay.
I think you're right. And Lewis going for a super low line there and getting the cart path, skipping him.
That's good.
Wow, yeah, just outside the circle.
He'll have to contend with a headwind putt. Ricky just going.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
What a shot. It's so hard to get the height on that.
To keep it floating all the way to the pin is impressive. That would have been one of the most technical aces really ever. I feel like just as difficult as that tiny pinch gap right there with that low ceiling. It's so difficult to navigate.
Preston giving it a half go, and Paul
giving it a full go.
Yep. A little high.
Full go plus 10%. 110% is not what you want. You want 100% because that goes in. 110% hits the band.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Ricky
off to the
giving
left side.
95%.
I don't know what to call it. If it's the perfect height but it's off to the left, I don't know.
Their percentages weren't right for this hole. They're all taking pars, it looks like.
Yeah, but hole 13 is a pretty tricky hole. The 7th most difficult hole in the course, averaging 3.16. Not too many birdies on the day. And hole 14, par 3, 524 feet. We got a left to right, par 3, tricky par 3. Players are going to want to drive, probably with distance driver here. Aim out towards maybe this highest peak in the mountain that you see in the background, and just have it slowly fade back to the left. The good thing about this left to right crosswind is it's going to help prevent the disc from going too far right and maybe not going in the water.
Preston showing us, he's sticking to his game plan. He's done this a few times, just kind of cutting these kind of holes in half. Just playing sidearm safe.
And that's good to see when you're playing on a card with Ricky and Paul. Many players tend to want to step up their game and do something that they might not be comfortable with just to go for the big shot. Preston's mature enough in his game to just stick to his game plan.
Paul, I think he's expecting a lot of ground play on this one.
And you typically are going to get some, but that was so wide. Is that on the circle's edge? It's somewhere between circle 1 and circle 2.
Definitely makeable, though.
Oh, yeah.
Especially of a putter of his caliber. Lewis getting after this one. This one, I like the angle on this one, as long as he has the distance.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good shot.
Yep. Great effort. He's going to have a little bit of a left to right win there for his putt for birdie. And I like this play. Do you think it's too tight?
Yeah. It looked a little tight to me. As long as he has the distance, it should be good. He'll have that tree to play with, but that's in the circle, I think.
Yeah, on a calm day, that same shot might be skipping in the water, but that crosswind really pushed it down and allowed it to just carry.
That's good.
Yeah.
Little 20-footer.
Yep. Tailwind putt there for his par.
Ricky just outside the circle with the straddle putt. That was aggressive, too. He put everything into that one.
Yep, but had enough nose down that he wasn't going, if he, missed everything.
Right. We had...
man down.
That one hurt.
Man down.
It's like they were playing Cowboys and Indians.
Oh, wow.
He got the basket. The basket won that battle.
And Paul with a good birdie putt there.
Really good.
Super stylish. You can wear this thing on the course, off the course. You let people know you're representing disc golf out there when you're wearing shirts like this. Also very soft, very comfortable. I feel like I'm wearing silk in this and it's cotton. How did they do that?
Moving on to hole 14 here. Par 3, 238 feet. Oh, wow. Where do you even start with the difficulty in this hole right now? This crosswind is so brutal, and you really just have no space to land that turnover or that forehand on the hillside to collect. So almost every shot you see is either going to go over that wall out of bounds, or it's going to get down to the bottom of the hill and leave you with a treacherous 30-foot uphill putt.
Or you could just chuck it into the bunker, like I saw a lot of people do as well.
That's another option, sure. And Paul playing down to the bottom of the hill. There's just really no safe way to play this hole. The one thing that I've thought of doing is throwing a low forehand that can kind of land flat. But when you're coming in with hyzer, there's really no way to throw it well enough to trust that it's going to stick on that hillside.
That was a good shot from Preston. Yeah, when I'm playing this hole, I think ace. That's honestly what I think. I just try to make it, and then if I don't, hopefully it sticks on the hillside, or you end up kind of where Paul ended up.
Dustin Keegan in my group, great shot there from Lewis. That's honestly about as close as you can land an overstable driver, I feel like, on this hole.
And Ricky going with the harp, looks like it's dropping.
And that is going to get that traditional hillside roll back into the bunker. He's going to have that putt there to save par. It is a tailwind, but it can get dicey if you miss that one.
Oh, and the little kid behind Paul running to grab something.
Paul, don't do it. Don't run the putt.
Lay it up. Ricky.
Yeah.
Seems like he's gotten the nose down the last couple putts. Sure he'll make the correction in the next couple holes.
Preston with a great birdie there.
I just love how smooth he plays. He's just so calm. He doesn't look like he's up or down, and he's manufacturing a decent score in these conditions.
Well, it's just not the putting day he was looking forward.
And as we see everybody else putting, nobody's really having the putting day that they want. So it's not, just him.
This isn't,
the windy conditions, like nobody just came out here and just made every putt is almost impossible.
The challenge at Mulligan's traditionally isn't who can putt the best. It's who can keep the disc in bounds, keep it close enough to the greens, stay away from the water, and then,
Because everybody's going to miss everything, I feel like.
Hole 15, the Mike Milldog hole. Par 4, 651 feet. Players are going to want to drive into one of those two fairway teeing areas if they can. That's a big drive, though. And from there, just throw a pitch up forehand or backhand hyzer into the green.
Right. They're going to want to do that, but most of the players are going to throw it in a lake or into the
or to
lake,
the creek.
The creek on the left.
And this looks like this is heading towards the creek on the left. And it is. It's just...
See, and he got that so wide. He got that so wide, it looked like it was going to hit land at some point, and it just never even had a chance.
I feel like you almost have to try to throw it into the lake and just trust that it's going to hyzer onto that landing strip.
Right, like this, I feel like that's going to go in the lake as well.
Yep, that's it. Yep.
The play on this hole, if you have it, is the sidearm.
Yep.
Because then the wind's pushing you down, and you're going to land it soft onto those...
And also, you're bringing the biggest fairway into play.
Tees. And this is, if you're going to play the backhand, throwing a flex shot as far as you can, I feel like this is a great play. And what a good shot. Like that.
One of the best shots we've seen on this hole so far, just way past that first teeing area, which is really, if you get there, you're ecstatic. So to be 50, 60 feet past that is all bonus.
And this is too high as well. I feel like this doesn't have a chance.
Got to get lucky at that point, but nope, no luck for Ricky on the tee shot there. Bitney, the only player managing to keep it in bounds.
Right, and looks like Paul's using that new rule where you can take the out of bounds straight in line with the basket, or your line, not with the basket as far back as you want through your lie. And Ricky doing the same. And the reason they're doing that is because the slope on right there by the creek is so steep. You don't have like a comfortable run up.
Ricky with a great low line skip shot, putting it about 15 feet away for his tap and par. Great effort there. These players are pretty far off the tee. I mean, from the
that
green.
Needs to get down.
He's calling for it to go in. If it doesn't go in, it's gonna go in. If you know what I mean. I think you do.
In the water.
In the water. Yes, that's what I mean. And Lewis with a quality second shot. probably appreciate another 12 feet closer to the pin, but
everybody on his card would take it.
Yes.
Right now.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Paul sailing it over.
He's going to have
the
about
basket.
18 feet for his bogey.
Come on, Lewis. At this point, we all want him to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Preston getting it a little bit nose up. That's going to be a double bogey. Paul getting it in there for 5.
And look at these conditions. Paul, 10 down first round. Through 15 holes, 10 down.
Yeah, completely different course.
Yeah, and Ricky's saving his par. He's only 2 under for the day. Preston with the double bogey's going to drop to 4 under total. And Lewis is going to stay at 6 under. Plus 2 on the day.
Pretty good par, though.
Yeah, I mean, not too bad. Hole 16, 408 feet. Wide open, just a postage stamp green here. Players have to make the choice whether they want to attack the green and have a tap-in putt for birdie, or elect to play safe and try to make a jump putt across the sand.
Yeah, this has got to be one of the toughest, especially on this day, toughest birdies to get. Even if you get it wide enough, like that bunker, and it's playing so far. Lewis he had a good flex on this one, but
yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, that's perfect.
That's if you could take that every time, you'd take that, because you're going to make that putt 3 or 4 times out of 10 minimally. If it's not windy, but in this wind, you're still really happy with that.
In this wind, nobody's ever going to make that putt.
Ever, not once.
I'm totally kidding.
No, but you're right. Hole 16 is the 4th hardest hole in the day, averaging 0.3 over par.
Paul playing the wide hyzer, and it looks like he's just going to be sucked into the bunker. Yeah.
Honestly, not a bad play to just throw it as close as you can and just take your putt from in the bunker. I mean, if you get close to the edge of that bunker there, you almost have a tap-in putt for 3.
And here's Preston. I feel like doing the same, but just kind of laying up, yeah. Be able to lay that one up, get a par. Ricky looks like he's laying it up. Those aren't easy from that distance. Especially with the basket being so close to that bunker. Preston giving it a go.
Yeah, good effort there. And Lewis just begging. Come on, man. Don't.
Down.
Oh, the nightmare continues. That's tough.
Yeah, he's just all over the basket.
Yeah, he's been close. He's been so close. Wow.
Yeah.
Only 5 2s on the day on hole 16.
Yeah, I mean, we can't repeat it enough that the conditions just aren't going to allow you to make a putt outside of 25 feet on these holes.
Unless you just...
And if you do, it's a bonus, because if you miss, you're taking extra strokes. You're lucky to just sit down.
Yeah, you saw Lewis there hit the band and roll back into the bunker.
And Preston even taking his time on this one.
Hole 17, 375 feet. Elevated basket here. The really tricky play is just keeping it out of the water on the right side. That slope really just drops you right in there. If you go for the backhand hyzer, you don't have that much ground to land it to skip to the pin. And if you go for the sidearm, a lot of shots skip roll into that water. So that little area right there is one of the harder parts about this hole. Then you get up to the green and it's the elevated basket. So a lot of tricky things happening here.
And he gets this one 2 nose up. It has a good angle. If it hits land, I might stay, doesn't stay. Nope.
Right there in that same pit. The pit of despair on hole 17.
Shout out to the spotter who was there all day doing great work. We always appreciate the volunteers.
Absolutely. Preston, that is the way to throw this hole. A little bit of Anheuser with the forehand, trussing it out there off to the left, aiming maybe towards those Prodigy banners that you see off to the left side of the green, and just trussing it to skip in late.
He's a little short, though. That's going to be a really, really difficult putt.
And Lewis with a pretty safe play there. Oh, that's not safe.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Maybe playing it a little too safe, like you said, and then it flattened out and went a little bit deep.
And you hear his surprise. He was trying to play that somewhat safe, and for that to go out of bounds, it's just insult to injury at this point.
And Paul playing rock. Getting the skip. That's not easy from there. You know, It's a good shot. He's in bounds, but now he's faced with this, 40-footer on a high-rise basket with OB everywhere in the windiest conditions. And
oh, my
come
gosh.
on, Lewis. That was so good. That was such a good putt.
And he's screaming, come on. I mean, we're all screaming it.
Oh, no.
That's a
NoMez.
Okay, just off a little bit to the left side, but
maybe a little high as well.
Yeah, he was expecting that to go in, but that's a tough one.
Preston with a good putt. That's such a good putt right there from him.
Wow.
Especially after seeing what just happened with Paul and Lewis.
Yeah, seeing somebody fall out of the basket. Oh, yep. Ricky off to the left side there. But even if you see somebody execute a putt that you think should go in and doesn't go in, even if it's not you, it plays games with your confidence.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying it was a perfect putt, but it's one of those ones that's like you think it might go in. Final hole, hole 18, 207 feet of just pure treachery. It's just such a tiny green. They really brought in the OB on the left side of the hole this year, really forcing the players to either attack the green or bail out safe to the right. It's so hard to attack the green, though. These rocks do not produce a stable landing zone for any disc moving with any sort of speed, so you really have to just be so soft and nimble landing on this surface.
Preston going with the sidearm. Harp going. Oh, no.
Yep. And
those are my AMIs getting me. That wasn't close to acing, but
AMIs.
Going a little bit deep, he'll be, I'm guessing, laying that up.
And Paul with the luster.
Sit.
Does not.
No.
No, it doesn't. Wow, what a bad break, skipping off the rock. Oh.
Here's Ricky. He knows what to do on this hole.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Oh.
And wow, catching the rocks on the good side, though, staying in bounds. And Lewis, it's a little bit high, but I think he should be inside the wall pretty easily. Yeah. Gonna have that putt there, and I'm sure the last thing in the world he's looking for is another tricky putt.
There's Paul from the drop zone. Gives it a go.
Oh, jeez. Off the band, it's a very disappointing round for Paul McBeth. It's going to drop him to 8 under for the tournament. And Lewis, that's the first one that really didn't even hit any metal. He has gone out of bounds.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And Ricky collecting the only birdie on the card.
And disappointed about it.
Yeah, that's been a tough round.
Well, I can't believe I birdied.
And so Lewis checks out where it went out of bounds, puts it in, but doesn't mark his lie.
He didn't put a mini down, did he?
And he just totally beside himself, not realizing it, not doing what he should do.
What a mistake.
The triple, that's going to be a 2-stroke penalty for not playing the hole correctly. Really just adding to the nightmare of what that round was for Lewis. He battled hard, made some great plays, but really just overall got beat up on the greens all day long. Paul McBeth having his share of troubles out there as well. 2 over on the day. Ricky Wysocki at shooting a 56 2-under, moving into the lead, followed by Joel Freeman, Eagle McMahon with a great 51 third round. Austin Hanna moving up into the lead card. Tight action here at the Utah Open. It's going to be an exciting finish. Make sure you check back tomorrow for the conclusion of the 2018 Utah Open presented by Prodigy Disc.